So welcome everybody. I'm Josh of J Bauer Art, and this is another episode of Back Talk with Bauer, episode number 18. We got my good buddy Ryan Permison here of Nerd Culture. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Wow, episode 18. That means we're legal enough to do some things now. Not quite 21 yet, but we're getting there.
We can't drink, but we can join the army.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
that'll get all this shit emails on me, but whatever.
Yeah, most likely.
So before we get into all the discussions that we got going on and all that good stuff, you're watching Back Talk with Bauer on Facebook Live. You are actually hopefully watching on the HWWS WebTV Facebook page. They've got me on their Facebook watch list now, which sounds really bad. They should have renamed that. I just thought of that. That sounds terrible. But yes, I am on the Facebook watch list of HWWS WebTV, and you'll be able to catch all the future episodes there now. It'll be a nice little list that you can go through, and I guess it's more places to watch. Hello, Lisa Baker. Hello, Kevin B. Blood. Terry. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys. If you're catching this in the middle of an episode and can't figure out how to rewind on Facebook, head over to the HWWS WebTV YouTube channel where you can catch all 18 episodes except number 7. I just realized as I was doing all my little picture creating last night that I never uploaded episode 7, so it's going to be a lost episode and you'll never get it. I got to see if I have it. I don't know. And then if you want to just listen to our sexy voices or my sexy voice, you can head over to all your favorite podcasts, apps. That's the word I was looking for. You can go to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. I'm also on Twitch. Pretty much everything you can watch something on, I think I'm on. If not, oh well. And then as of every month, I lost my... Oh, hold on. I'll be right back.
Gathering notes.
I told you I'm like way out of practice and everything's everywhere still. Like I have mostly everything in order, but every month we have a sponsor of the show. My youngest brother Corey, who's extremely awesome and very supportive of what I do, sponsors this show every month. And instead of plugging something for himself or whatever it may be, we do a charity of the month. Since I missed a week and I really am digging this charity, we're going to keep the same charity as the month of August for the month of September, which is Gamers Outreach. And you can find it at gamersoutreach.org. It was founded in 2007, a charity that provides equipment, technology, software that helps kids cope with treatment in hospitals. It was started by high schoolers with a passion for games, and they realized games can help with long-term visits. It focuses support for kids and teens throughout the healing process as they undergo treatment, and it helps minimize trauma. It also helps relief and brings in some socialization and a sense of normalcy for the kids. Is that a word? I don't know. And as of now, every year they have been helping 1,250,000 kids each year, which is insanely amazing. Make sure to check out their Gamers for Giving event, and then you can. There's a variety of different ways you can help out. You can go to gamersoutreach.org. You can hit the donate button. You can also do fundraisers, donate games, and volunteer. So please head on over to gamersoutreach.org to support a great cause. And then if you're watching this and you like any of the artwork behind me or want to check out any of my artwork, I'm an artist. And I paint pretty pictures, and you can buy them. So head over to jbauerartshop.com to purchase said pretty pictures. And then a big shout out for people. A couple of people were tuning in earlier. I did a little unboxing video, so I'm going to give him a shout out on this episode too. He's not a sponsor yet. Wink, wink. But Deli Fresh Threads, I snagged 2 t-shirts like I told him to. So I got the Hunger Strikes Back shirt. And then I've got... This is the one I really wanted. I really dug this one. It is the sandwich icons shirt. So it's got all kinds of things that you need to make the perfect sandwich. So head over to delifreshthreads.com, buy a shirt, tell him to sponsor the show, tell him that Back Talk with Bauer sent you, and I think that is all the plugs. So yeah, I missed last week. For those that don't know, that didn't see it on social media, we had a death in the family. My father-in-law passed away, uh, just out of the blue. So my wife and I had to drive up to Ohio 2 weeks ago and spend almost a week up there doing all the stuff, doing all the things. So we didn't get back until last Tuesday, until about 10 o'clock, 16 hours to get back and forth from Ohio to Florida. It's a long ass drive. We left at like 6 something in the morning each time, and didn't get into the destination until about 10. But we were able to be up there for my mother-in-law and the family, and do what we need to do up there. And if you guys didn't notice, I have a new addition to my wall here. All the stuff is different stuff that I've done that I hold deeply to me, and different things that I've gotten signed, some artwork I'm trying to sell. And what's sitting behind me is it was actually my father-in-law's. He's a very he was a marksman, very talented shot, and was in the military and everything. He was a Marine. Hopefully I'm getting all that stuff right. But he, even to this day, he was an incredible shot. And one of the things he's really good at is shooting arrows, and shooting one and then shooting another one directly into it and splitting the arrow, like Robin Hood kind of style. And he had this very cool gun. It's like a gun bow and arrow. It's not even like a crossbow. It's like this straight up, like you put an arrow in it and it shoots it with CO2 like a paintball gun, but it's arrows. So the thing behind me is actually 2 arrows stuck inside each other. And it was one of the cool things that he did. And I got it with some other stuff, and I thought it would be a cool way to keep him. I was trying to do this without getting emotional, but I thought it would be a cool way to keep him a part of the show, because him being a Marine, military, all that stuff, he still supported my goofiness and my weirdness, and me being a comic book fan and an artist, and I couldn't fix. I barely know what tools are. I barely know, like, we look into an engine and he can like totally fix stuff in cars and all that stuff. I go, hey, there's an engine. That's my extent. But he always supported what I did. He supported me being an artist. He supported me starting the show, my graphic design work. So it's kind of a cool way to keep him a part of the show moving forward. So if you guys see that, that's a big shout out to my father-in-law. And so there's the fun emotional part that I wanted to get through right at the beginning. So fuck emotions. That's why I brought you in, because you know how weird I am. So this is nothing new to you.
No, you're right. It's not. No, but
so welcome to the show.
Yeah. It's the kids used to say this in 2014 when the movie came out. On Tuesdays, it's Taco Tuesday. I don't know if that's still a thing anymore, but no, I'm happy to be here, man. And with everything going on, if you need anything from us or from Hangin with Web Show, we're here for you. But other than that, we're just here to kick back, relax, have a few laughs, and maybe it's someone or someone else's expense. I don't know, maybe mine.
Definitely somebody else's expense.
Yeah, it has to be somebody else's. I don't know, but either way, this will be fun, man. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. Our folks over at Nerd Culture, we're doing pretty well. We're having a lot of fun, doing a lot of things. We got a lot of interviews lined up, so we're excited. A lot of things have been going on. Yeah,
you guys have been doing quite a bit of stuff, and it looks really awesome. You guys look like you're having a ton of fun doing everything. I've caught a few, or a little bit of episodes here and there. I need to catch up. But if you guys want to check out Nerd Culture, they are part of the HWWS WebTV YouTube channel, as well as Back Talk with Bauer. There's so many different people. Lights, Thunder, Action. Did I get it right?
Yep.
Yeah. Thomas may be popping in. I'm not sure. He was on his way to Texas to do some acting. So he said if he could, he would drop in. But I think Ryan and I can hold the fort. But Ryan is big into the comic book stuff and nerd culture because he's part of the Nerd Culture show. Weird. So I figured he'd be the perfect person to kind of get me back into the swing of things. And there was so much stuff in the last week or so that I missed that I didn't get a chance to talk about that I have been dying to talk to somebody about. So let's get right into it. I mean, there was DC is it Fandome or Fandome?
It looks on the banner like Fandome, but everyone's just calling it Fandom because that's just easier to say and it sounds a lot zippier. So I'm just rolling with that.
That works for me. Kevin, thank you so much for popping in, sir. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you and me are doing well. Much love to you guys, and hopefully you guys can be part of all the chaos again soon. But yeah, it was amazing what has all come out. I mean, it was mind blowing. Like DC, in my opinion, at least in the live action movie aspect of things, has kind of been a swing and a miss. You know, they've had a couple of hits here and there, but as of late, they don't hold much up to Marvel. Now DC does other great things. I have always loved their animated universe. Their animated universe is freaking fantastic, probably better than most of the movies, and a little bit truer to the comics, I believe, in some aspects. And then their games have always been, a lot of their games have been awesome. So, I mean, there was so much that came in. I don't even know. I've got a list. You want me to just start off with my list? We got to save the Batman for last. We can't
You're gonna make me wait that long? Jeez, I don't know if I can hold my water for that long. But anyway,
I don't know.
No, it's fine. Go with your lovely notes, because as you know, I don't have any notes in front of me. So and this is your show, so you're calling the shots here, brother.
Oh
so
crap! That's where we always go wrong.
Go with bullet point number 1. What's on your mind tonight? Let's go first.
I thought we could go with Wonder Woman 84 because that was kind of, I think, the first one that dropped right at the beginning, and actually very surprising that they dropped that right at the beginning, because you would think that would be one of their mainstays or something they would end with. You would learn later that there's a reason why they didn't end with that one, because the Batman. But it was a fantastic trailer. It makes the movie look even more interesting. And we finally got our first look at Cheetah, which, holy crap, man, she looks fantastic.
Yeah, she does. She does. I've only seen an image or two from this new trailer because, as maybe some of your audience members may or may not know, I try not to watch too many trailers because they tend to spoil the whole freaking movie, which is what Hollywood does so well nowadays with your marketing. You just want to put every single plot point in the trailer to the point where, why would I spend $10.50 to see this movie? Honestly. Right. But I was already planning to see Wonder Woman 84 long before COVID-19 knocked on our unpleasant doors. But no, I didn't watch this new trailer because I want to go in as cold as possible. I've seen the teaser. The teaser's really good, even though I still don't know why Steve Trevor is here. I really hope he's a clone or a figment of, what's her name, Diana's imagination, that was created by Maxwell Lord, who was a crime boss or some sorts in this iteration of the movie. So, but I did see the look of Cheetah, and Cheetah looks really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings to the table. I can't wait to see this film if it ever gets released. Do us a favor. Do it for me, for my sake. Do it on VOD or a streaming service, because I don't feel comfortable going to a theater, even with this pandemic. In certain areas of the country are not being hard as hit as others, but still, I'm a little too paranoid to go to a theater. So Warner Brothers, do me a solid. Put it on demand, put it on VOD, put it somewhere where my friends and I can have a watch party, and I will make the W symbol for you, and I will hashtag it on my Twitter, because I do want to see this film, and I want to see it succeed, because the first film I thought was good, but not great, even though people say it's great. I don't know which movie you were watching. Wonder Woman was all right, but it could have been a lot better. That's why I'm hoping WW84 is going to be a heck of a lot better than the first, and I cannot wait to see it, and I wish Patty Jenkins and her company the best of luck.
I have to say, like, I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, the first one. I think it was one of the best DC universe movies that have come out. And I think I hold Wonder Woman a bit higher than Aquaman. Aquaman was like probably the second best for me. And then it just kind of goes downhill there. But yeah, Wonder Woman's really cool. And that's kind of been the thing with all the DC movies. Like, all of them have been, well, some of them are just god awful. But even like the good ones are still just missing something. And I really hoping that with the way, I think after you've seen all these trailers and kind of the way DC's moving now. I think they kind of got their shit together and they figured out what they want to do, and they're going to play with the multiverse thing. And I think that's what's going to save them in the long run, because you can have, now they're able to pull back from movies that are, old as hell, all kinds of different things. And, because we're going to jump around a little bit, but Michael Keaton is going to be in the Flash movie. And so is Ben Affleck. So you're getting multiple Batmans in one movie. So, he may be going and tweaking stuff here and there. And I'm hoping that they're kind of realizing what they're able to do for getting the full connected universe like Marvel has been doing, that they took 10 years to build up, and kind of just have this crazy universe that things can jump around, people can jump around, and you never know who's going to end up where.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. Looking forward to seeing if we've been hearing things about the Flash movie for 5-10 years, and nothing's happened. So hoping it happens.
There's concept art now, sir. There's concept art.
I know, but concept art's good. But once I actually see some actual footage of the actual movie, then I'll believe this is actually happening. Because you can tell me all the Keatons and the what's his name, Batfleck, all the Batflecks are coming in. It sounds good on paper. It sounds really good on paper. But I need to see footage. I need to see a trailer, because other than that, I'm not going to believe a word the powers that be, the executives, are saying at Warner Brothers and DC. And plus, no one's really steering the ship for the DC universe, or lack thereof, when it comes to cinematic stuff. TV, they got it covered, but cinematically, they have problems. So they don't have a Kevin Feige to steer the ship. So if anyone wants to take that job and is qualified enough to do it, feel free to do so, because right now no one's riding the ship, no one's steering the helm here. But I'm looking forward to seeing where these films fit in with the overall plan and how they turn out, because we're all fans here. We just want to see a good movie.
Yeah. And going back to your thing with not being comfortable to go into theaters right now, I think, I don't know about DC stuff, but Marvel, I could see them if Mulan makes decent amount of money through Disney Plus, which they have to make it in 4 months, because they're going to make Mulan free in December on Disney, which I'm why would you announce that now? If you want to get the $30 from everybody, you would just go at the beginning of December, December 1st. Hey, by the way, Mulan's free now. Why you would go and announce it? Because I think, has it hit Disney Plus at all yet?
It's going to be hitting this Friday, September 4th.
Okay, so why would you go? It's not even out yet. And you go, by the way, it's going to be free in December. Because I was going to go, because I don't really care about Mulan too much, especially this one. I really love the cartoon one, and I haven't been loving the live action ones, because they're just kind of doing crappy ways of telling the story again. The only one I've really liked is Maleficent, because it was the telling of the same story, but a different point of view. And so that was cool. But the rest of them are just hey, let's just make a live action of the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring. So, but with everything that's going on, I would hope if they would make a bunch of money from Mulan going straight to Disney Plus, maybe that would get them inclined to send out Black Widow, so we can get Black Widow finally. Because I want to see Black Widow. I'll spend $30 on Mulan so I can finally see Black Widow.
Yeah, that Black Widow movie, that's one of those movies that should have happened 10 years or almost 10 years ago, when they say, you and I remember Budapest very differently in 2012's Avengers. That is a movie I want to see. Maybe they'll hint at that in the movie. Maybe they'll do a flashback between her and Barton. If they do, great. If not, whatever. Am I really all that intrigued to see Black Widow? Not really, but if it shows up on Disney Plus, I'll what's the word? I'll click on it, give it a 2-hour watch, see if it works. If it's good, great. If not, hey, at least you tried, and we had you in other movies that you did really well in, Scarlet. So your career isn't going anywhere. You're going to be just fine. I
think Black Widow is going to answer some questions that we didn't know we had. It's going to interestingly kick off the next phase of movies, because it's got to be important. There's got to be something to it, for it's a prequel, or it's a weird prequel, sequel, middle movie, but it's the kickoff of the entire next phase.
Yeah.
So it's got to mean something.
I hope it does.
Yeah, but we're talking more DC now than Marvel. But like I said, we go and jump around everywhere because and Ryan and I haven't had a chance to BS about nerdy stuff in a while. So we may have to make this a monthly thing or something, or every couple month thing where we hop on and just do some nerdy chat. Because especially with the pandemic and COVID, I don't see anybody.
This is
my wife doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
She's just like. And my work people kind of know the stuff, but they don't know it enough, so I can't deep dive with people. Very sad.
Yeah, but the beauty of technology is we can still stay connected through this, so it's all good.
Yes, and we can make a show on it and hopefully get views.
Absolutely, we're going to get views. Garrett loves views. We all love views.
Oh, yeah. So let's jump over to and now I'd be surprised to see what you think of this, since you're always a bit different than what I think you're going to be. But we had the Snyder Cut trailer, another Snyder Cut trailer. I think you're not a big fan of the Snyder Cut coming out, correct? You're not, or you're not really caring. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, I want to see it. I'm not on the diehard must see this version of the film now train like I was 3 years ago when the Joss Whedon cut came out in 2017. But this new trailer for JL, I was expecting a better trailer for this, because the images, or not the images, but the things we got within the trailer showcasing characters that weren't in the original, or weren't in the Whedon cut, let's be honest. I get that, and I'm looking forward to it, but the trailer, they could have picked a much better song, man. That song just dragged the trailer down horribly, and it made it look like a sappy, sad movie. It's like, no, man, I want this to be a solid action adventure. And also, if you're going to put a song for a Justice League Snyder Cut trailer, just use the one even though it was for the JW cut, but use Come Together right now. Use that song was an in this trailer song. Because this trailer made me feel sad. It's like, dude, is everyone going to die in this movie?
If you listen to certain people that have talked about the Snyder Cut, they die in one version of the movie, or it was either the first or second one.
Yeah,
they get taken out.
That's true. Kind of like an Infinity War type thing.
And this will come in a lot, I think, in a couple of the trailers, is the music. And that's always made movies and trailers for me. And you pick the right music to go with your trailer or to go with anything, and it can really sell something. And I think they missed the ball on this one. And the other thing they did wrong was you kick it off with one of the biggest reveals, which was Darkseid. He's at the beginning. And then you go with shit that you've kind of seen already. Like, we've seen some of the other trailers, because there have been like 2 or 3 kind of little trailer things since this started.
Teasers, yeah.
And you've gotten more out of those than what you got on this. And then top it off with a shitty song, and it's just like, oh, man.
So bad.
I didn't even get goosebumps. I didn't get anything. I just was like, well, there was that. Now I'm really excited, and I'm excited about the news because it's they finally said that it's going to be 4 hours. It's going to be 4 separate things, and we don't know if it's going to be weekly, drop all at once, but it's going to be 4 hours. So that's pretty cool. And some other stuff that's come out here and there, and how I'm definitely excited to see it. I'm definitely interested to see what the hype is all about, because this has been talked about to death for years now.
3 years.
I just want to watch it and go, see if it's even if it's half of what people have built it up to be, it'll be amazing. If it's all of what people have built it up to be, it'll be like the God's gift to movies or some shit. And I'm also very interested to see how this plays out afterwards. If this goes bananas and goes huge, do we get a sequel from him? Is this part of because the last I heard, this isn't actually part of the DC cinematic universe now.
It's its own separate thing.
Rumors. I don't, you hear one thing, and you know how stuff is with movies and stuff, but then they said there's multiverses, so it's like, well, couldn't he be in couldn't both Justice League movies technically exist, but different universes? And we call the Whedon one the shitty universe,
the not so good universe.
Oh God, but yeah, I really think. I think out of everything that we saw through DC Fandome, it was the bottom. Like,
bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
Batman's at the top.
Woo.
Snyder Cut trailer at the bottom.
Yeah, you missed the mark, boys. I mean, there's good imagery in there, but the song just ruined your marketing for this trailer. It ruined a lot of the excitement that I had originally for it. But I'm still going to see it. I'm going to give it its fair shake.
Yeah.
But that trailer,
I wonder if you cut that trailer, or if you do that same exact trailer, but with the song that we're talking about, the Come Together song.
Come Together
I wonder if it would have been different.
Oh, who's the artist who did the remix of that? Oh,
Gary?
gosh.
Yeah,
shit. It's killing me. Someone put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. I have a bunch of his songs. I found him through that redo he did.
Is it Gary Clark Jr.?
Yes.
Is that it?
Gary Clark Jr.
Okay. See, he killed it with that song for the original trailers back in 2017. But, Zach, why didn't you use it again?
Well, he doesn't want to do anything from Whedon. He wants
but at the same time, just use this. The song is so good. It's on my iPhone, dude. The song is so good. It's on my freaking iPhone, Zach. Listen to me. You know what I'm talking about.
Have you checked out?
Supporter.
So we're jumping sideways again. Have you checked out any more of Gary Clark Jr.'s music?
Outside of Come Together, no.
Oh, you gotta check out his stuff. He has some really good stuff. Some really great songs. Not all of them catch you, but there's a couple. I'll just send them to you. The ones that I really like.
Send me some links. Send me a list.
He's got a really cool style, really cool mix, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure he plays guitar in some of them too.
Ooh,
and
nice.
He's just got a really they're really nice. So if you haven't yet, check out Gary Clark Jr. The rest of his music. All right, so. We got more to talk about, and we're almost a half hour in. So let's jump over to the Suicide Squad. Did you watch either trailer, anything that came out from them?
Now, for this piece of material, I watched both the trailer and the second. Well, it wasn't a second trailer; it was more of a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the film with James Gunn and his creative team and all the actors and actresses. What have they got? Like 15, 20 characters in this movie?
100, who knows?
They got like 100 characters. I'm like, geez, dude, you are just flooding this movie. It's not even Suicide Squad; it's the Suicide Squad. So you want to put a little emphasis on the THE there, James Gunn? I see what you're doing. But yes, I did see the material for this particular film because I'm one of the 5.5 people who actually enjoyed the first one. Yeah, that's right. I'm the 5.5%, man. I'm in the minority. It's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. The plot's goofy.
I liked it for what it was. Maybe that's a better way.
Fun. Some of the things that go down are fun.
Harley Quinn was great.
Yeah, I think going back to different cuts of stuff, I think there's a better cut of it.
Which I've heard. There is a different cut of Suicide Squad from, what was it, David Ayer that we never got?
Yeah.
If that ever, or somebody, if that ever comes to fruition, I'm down to watch that too.
Well, and there's supposed to be more Joker in it and everything like that, and the Joker stuff of him was supposed to be spectacular and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know if you can make that Joker better, but
I'd watch that cut. I'd be there opening night.
Yeah, I would. Or I mean, if this Snyder cut of Justice League goes well, maybe they'll do it for HBO Max again. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But back to the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Margot Robbie looks amazing.
I mean, it's
Harley
Margot
Quinn
Robbie,
looks spectacular. I'm always down for more of her with Harley Quinn, and everybody kind of gives she's kind of getting a little bit of shit now because some people don't like her as Harley Quinn. It's like there is, not even before they mention it, but there is a multiverse of things. This is just one version of Harley. There's a Harley cartoon that's out now, and some people love and hate her. But it's just a version. It's not the be-all end-all version, and I don't think we're ever gonna get the Jester Suit Batman animated series Harley out of anybody. I don't think that's gonna come out. I'll be really surprised if it does, because they even had a part where Margot Robbie's dressed up in that outfit, and she didn't look right, and the outfit didn't look right to me, at least. I've seen some cosplayers that can really pull it off, but when it comes to movie people, there's nothing that's been oh yeah, that's Harley. That's the Harley we want. And I think she's just too high on a pedestal on some things that you're not going to get everybody happy with one version of Harley.
Yeah, I could see that. But I'm curious to see this movie, The Suicide Squad. Looking at you, James Gunn. And this is coming from somebody I'm not a big fan of James Gunn. I am not a big fan of his work. I'm not a big fan of what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, because Guardians of the Galaxy was one of those MCU movies that just didn't do it for me. It really didn't do much, but like a certain to extent with everything in life, I'm curious. And curiosity can kill a cat. But I don't think curiosity is going to kill me when I go out to see The Suicide Squad, because there's a lot of characters in this movie. You're shuffling, 15, 20 members of this squad on this movie, and you only have 2 hours to do it, James? That's a big mountain to climb. But if anyone can do it, it's probably you, because you have a whole legion of fans out there that will go into the depths of you-know-what for you and walk on hot coals for you. So I get that. But yeah, I'm curious. The one thing that concerns me about this version of the character is Peacemaker, played by John Cena. John Cena, you're a wrestler. I don't see you as an actor, really. I saw you in The Marine 10, 12 years ago. Good stuff. Good action film. Something to watch if you got nothing better to do on a Friday night with your friends, having a few brewskis. But outside of The Marine, John Cena, I don't really see you as an actor. This is the thing that's going to make me hesitant. I'm worried he may bring down the film big time. But then again, I've been proven wrong on more than one occasion, Hollywood. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Suicide Squad does. Harley Quinn's got new outfits. You got, what's his name? King Shark is in this?
And he looks spectacular, man.
And
that
he
quick
looks
little
cool.
thing you get of him, holy crap.
Yeah.
He looks great.
He's a wacko, but it's a shark that can actually talk and beat the heck out of people. I am curious. I'm very excited to see King Shark, as well as a few other characters, mind you. I mean, hey, Rick Flag is back. Yep. Amanda Waller is returning. You got Harley Quinn coming back. You even got Boomerang is coming back.
I'm very excited that the same guy is playing Jai Boomerang.
Courtney.
Yeah,
Jai Courtney.
He was one of the favorites of the original movie, so I'm glad they brought him back.
I'm very happy he's coming back. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, but John Cena, you can't see me. Yo, I can see you. I don't know if I want to see you in this movie, because I don't think you belong in this movie, quite frankly. But then again, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll see it opening weekend like everyone else, because I'm a DC fan, and I don't know a whole lot about some of the other characters that are being presented in this movie. That's why I want to see this movie, to learn about you guys. So let's see what happens.
They're pulling out a lot of crazy characters that are just really obscure. But John Cena's character, I am actually hopeful for him, because basically he explains it in the behind the scenes trailer. Mm-hmm. It's a douchey Captain America.
Yes.
And John Cena could really pull that off, because he's got just the look that he had in the costume and everything. It's the couple of things you saw of him. Mm. I mean, he just looks like a douche, and he can play that and that you're getting that Marine kind of thing. I mean, for anybody that could have played this, I think he's gonna nail it. You know, it's always hard for me, because I always see him as John Cena. That's, it's always hard to see him in a movie or something. But he was in some other movie I watched, and he was funny as hell on it. But
are you referring to his work in Blockers?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was really good in that, and and the wrestlers are the wrestlers. I mean, I'm a big wrestling fan, so I love when they try to go out and do other things and everything. I will say John Cena is doing too many commercials.
What is it? Hefty garbage bags?
And then there's the one with the cow, and those ones are really weird.
Geez.
Even my mom's going, what the hell? I'm like, I don't know. But I think this character, it's like perfect for him. So I think he'll knock it out of the park, and he's got a huge cast around him. So, I've been watching the YouTube channel Nerd Culture, or not Nerd Culture.
Thanks,
that's your show. I have been watching that. No, what is it? New Rock Stars. I knew it started with an N. New Rock Stars.
Okay.
And Eric Voss does like breakdowns of movie trailers, and he gives like what he thinks is going to happen and everything like that. And they just broke down the Suicide Squad, and he gave his theories of what the movie could be like. And if they do what he's thinking, it sounds really interesting and could be really cool, and kind of explains why there's so many characters. So I'm definitely excited to see that. I watch everything. I don't watch stuff that actually pertains spoilers, but I like watching his stuff because he gives these theories, and then you get to see how close he gets because
Ah,
he just kind of goes by like what happens in comics, some of the stuff he's seen here and there, and kind of gives like, well, I think this and this will happen, and then you go and you see it, and like sometimes he nails it right on the head, sometimes he's close, sometimes he's way off. But what he planned out for Suicide Squad, it sounds pretty on the mark, so we'll have to see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and back to songs. The song for the Suicide Squad, like the introduction of the characters, that was a great song. I loved it. Great feel to it. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know if it was the original Suicide Squad song, but there was also the one Purple Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Was that? I think that was from Suicide Squad because it was for the Joker.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, so it kind of reminded me a little bit of that, and had a cool feel and really fit the feel and vibe of the movie. So that was one of those ones I'm like sitting there, bobbing my head to it. So yeah, the Suicide Squad looks pretty interesting. I think we're both down to see that. Hopefully,
Oh yeah.
We'll get to see it sometime soon.
Yeah. Put it on streaming. We'll watch it.
So we already talked the Flash movie a little bit. The two announcements with two Batmans coming out, and it could be really interesting for the multiverse of DC Comics. Hey Jessica, how are you? Thank you for popping in. We'll do the quick in the middle plug. What you are watching and what you're checking out is Back Talk with Bauer. It is a weekly podcast show that I do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. I either bring on a guest to interview like creative people to talk what they do, different things like that. This week I have my buddy Ryan Permison from Nerd Culture, a fellow HWWS WebTV family member. And we're chatting all things, mostly DC, but we've been jumping around comics and everything like that here and there. So let's get into, did you watch, are you into the CW shows?
Not for a long time. The only reason I watch CW shows is for their annual crossover, which I've seen the most recent one, so I'm caught up on that, but I do not watch the TV series regularly.
Gotcha. Hey, Willow, how are you? Another member of the HWWS WebTV YouTube channel. Good to see you, Willow. Thank you for popping in. I did catch, because I totally missed it. I guess nobody gave a flying F about it, but they came out with a trailer for the Flash TV show, the next season. I don't know how it's going to be because they kind of like had to can it mid-season, or like they didn't get a full season. So I don't know if it's just restarting a new season. Like, is this going to be the next one? If it continue, I don't know, but it looked really good. The Flash is the only one that I'm still following out of all the CW shows. But it looked real interesting. Looks like some things are going to go down. I'll keep watching it. I've kind of gotten out of the CW shows altogether a little bit. I think with Arrow ending kind of, and I don't know, like Batwoman's going to be different now because
new actress is coming in to take over. Yeah.
So that's kind of messed up. And the annoying thing with DC's CW universe is they're kind of like how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was. They're too off to the side, and they're not allowed to play with certain things. DC's like, oh, well, you can have this, but not this. You can have this, but not this. And it's really frustrating. And like certain things that you really want to see or things that go down can't, because they're not allowed to have those characters.
Yeah.
I think like one of the main ones are Batman and the Joker. You probably, as far as I've heard, you'll never see them on a CW show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bummer, and I think it would be really cool because I've always liked TV shows in certain aspects more than movies because you get a longer stretched out story and more details in it. So if you had Joker and Batman, you could get way deeper into certain things and some chaos here and there. And really drag some things out instead of a movie where you have to jam in everything and tell a full story in hour and a half to 2 hours.
That's very true.
The trailer for the Flash was cool. Didn't get me like super hyped, like, oh my god, I can't wait. And I'm like, there it is, yay. So do you want to do video games or the Batman next?
Oh, it's okay. Whichever direction you want to go. Video games. Here's the thing. I haven't played some of the more current games in a long time, so I'm out of the loop on this. So if you want to talk VGs for a few moments, you're more than welcome to, because I know.
Yeah, we could just hit on them quick couple minutes, because I haven't heard a whole lot of people talking to them that I've listened to.
I mean, I saw the trailer. I take that back. I did see the trailer for the Suicide Squad game, Kill the Justice League or whatever it is.
Yes, that looks really cool. Very interesting concept. Basically, Brainiac has come to town, and he's taking over the city, and you see parts of the Suicide Squad kind of sitting around pretending like they're working. And then they, Amanda Waller makes them get a move on, and then they end up running into a mind-controlled evil Superman.
Yeah.
So that is very interesting. I cannot wait to see more of this. It seems like it's just in the beginning of everything. The only complaint I have to that is I did not like their version of Harley Quinn. I didn't like the hairstyle, kind of the look of her. I'll have to watch it again, because I only watched that one once. I didn't get a chance to go through those again. But yeah, not really feeling their version of Harley Quinn, but I will probably still play it, because DC's games, DC comic games, have been really good as of late. So definitely interested in that one. I want to see a little bit more of it and kind of see some gameplay before I go and buy it. But yeah, definitely interested in that one. And then you had Arkham Knights, which I'm actually excited for. I'm very interested to see a game featuring all the sidekicks. You get Red Hood, so I'm totally down. I'm a little bummed that the Robin is not Damian Wayne, because I freaking love Damian Wayne. It would be so fun playing that asshole through the whole game.
Oh, jeez.
But you would hope kill mode would be on at all times. But yeah, that game looks spectacular. Some people were kind of shitting on it and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they're like, it's not a true sequel. That's kind of weird to the Batman Arkham stories, but it seems like it. So I don't know what all that's about. But it looks really cool. The gameplay looks fantastic. I got to watch a full gameplay of somebody playing. I think it was like one of the creators or developers or something like that, and they were playing as Batgirl going in to go against Mr. Freeze.
Ooh.
And it looked really cool. Mr. Freeze looks like, holy crap, a terror in it, and looks really hard to beat. You get to team up with Robin into it, so that's going to be the cool thing too. Like you get different team ups throughout the game, so that'll be really interesting. And you can even hit a bad guy and throw it into the other person, and they take them out, and they actually team up. So I'm definitely I think I'll be putting that one on pre-order, because that looked really cool.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, but so yeah, let's get into I don't want to end this on because I wanted to talk about Chadwick Boseman a little bit too. I don't know if we should do Batman or Chadwick first. I don't know if we want to end on a sad note.
No, I get that. If you want to mention Chadwick, but we also lost another Marvel actor, passed away. The voice of Cyclops, Norm Spencer, passed away. So. Yeah, we've lost him. We've lost a few legends in the last few days, ladies and gentlemen. It's been tragic, to say the least.
Yeah, sadly, the Chadwick Boseman, the actor of that played Black Panther, passed away from cancer, colon cancer. Correct?
Yep, colon cancer at the young age of 43.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it is very sad, and it sucks, and especially what I've been going through the last couple of weeks with my family and everything. It hit a little bit harder than I thought it would have, because it was one of those ones that was just totally out of nowhere again. But then all the stories that have been coming out, and he did all these movies while doing that, going through cancer, going through chemo and surgeries and all that stuff.
Surgeries, yeah.
Holy shit. There's days where I can barely get through my day. I got my day job. I've got things going on. And this dude made movies and inspired millions with his movies. And not just Black Panther, but a variety of other movies. And I mean, that kind of just made me sit back a little bit and go, damn, like, okay, I gotta get my head on straight more and focus more, because I mean, that had to have been hell that he was going through to do that, and still came out with what he did.
Yeah, I cannot begin to imagine what it must have been like for him to struggle with that and go through the countless chemotherapies, the countless surgeries, the countless days or nights where he maybe have had trouble getting up in the morning just to get through the day. Like, it's just, I can't imagine. And Chadwick is, I mean, for me, he doesn't even look 43. First of all, Chadwick, you barely looked out of your 20s into your 30s. I just want to point that out. And the fact that his big break didn't come until I believe it was 2013, when he did the 42 Jackie Robinson biopic film,
Right.
which I've seen, and that film is really, really good. My problem is I haven't seen what he did with Thurgood Marshall and Marshall. I haven't seen what he did a few years back with 21 Bridges, which was an action thriller where he played a cop of NYPD. I also haven't seen the James Brown biopic he did called Get On Up.
Yep.
So, Chadwick, you've given me more homework. I mean, I was already going to watch these movies eventually, but now I really got some serious homework to do. But man, it's devastating. You know, my friend and I, we were watching the movie Black Panther because they were airing it on Sunday night. For those of you who may or may not have been aware, they aired Black Panther commercial free on ABC network Sunday night. My friend and I are sitting there watching this movie, and then we watched the ABC News special that they did as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and they had all the members of the MCU family, you know, sharing video tributes and sharing their thoughts and feelings about Chadwick. And I gotta say, during that news special, more specifically, I got some waterworks turned on, because it made me realize that me personally, I've lost a family member of mine to a different form of cancer. So it wasn't, you know, it's not colon cancer. I lost my grandmother to breast cancer when I was 12 years old. And that was a strange time. And my family had to explain to me what death is and where grandma is gone. And when I hear that and seeing the stories about Chadwick Boseman, it's like, man, it's just hug your loved ones when you can, and spend as much time as you can with your friends and your family, because you never know when your lights are going to go out, and you really never know when your ticket's going to get punched, whether you have cancer or otherwise. Have as much fun with your family and friends as possible, because that's one of the reasons I keep doing the live shows and everything I'm doing with Nerd Culture, is because I want to entertain and put smiles on people's faces as much as possible, because we only have a certain amount of time on this planet. Not to get all philosophical here, but we only have a certain amount of time on this big blue marble, and we need to, as Jerry Seinfeld once said, I'm pulling some Seinfeld quotes out of my rear here, but we only have a certain time on this earth, ladies and gentlemen. So do yourself a favor, hug your loved ones, hug your friends, be with them as much as you can, because tomorrow is almost never guaranteed. It's almost never guaranteed. You have today, you have this moment, and as they say in countless movies in pop culture, make it count. Just make it count. And Chadwick, we miss you. We wish your family and your friends well, because losing Black Panther / a person like you, Chadwick, huge loss. But we just got to remember to celebrate his life and live day by day as best we can. That's all we can do.
Yep. And I couldn't have said it much better. So, you know, we did the sad stuff, and I didn't want to end on sad notes, but you know, I wish his family the best, and I hope he enjoyed what he did, you know, and all the stuff that he did, and he really made an impact on a lot of people. So, with that being said, it is now time to talk the Batman. So did you watch the trailer?
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
First of all, it's Matt Reeves, who did an excellent job with the last 2 installments of the rebooted Planet of the Apes trilogy. Secondly, you got a young actor, Robert Pattinson. Yes, I've seen one of your Twilight movies, Robert, but I've also seen your dramatic chops. I've seen one of your films you've done that was a piece of dramatic film. I believe it's called what is it? Not Get Over Me, but Never Let Me Go, or what? I can't remember it, but it's the one where it's him and Emily DeRaven. And it's centered around the 9/11 situation. So I can't remember the exact name of the movie. I apologize, Hollywood. If you know what it is in the comment section, drop it down below because I can't remember it.
Willow will probably know it. She knows all kinds of things.
Willow knows things. Willow, we love you, by the way. We just want to point that out. We love our friends to the Great White North. So, this trailer. Oh my gosh, the atmosphere, the creepiness, the direction, the actors, and Pattinson in and out of the suit. I was pretty much sold because I had confidence in Matt Reeves. I wasn't 100% sold on Pattinson, not just because of the Twilight stuff, but I wasn't sure if he could do it or not. Even though I've only seen 1% of his dramatic chops, which he did well in, but it's only one of his like.
If you just watch the trailers for his stuff, I will interject real quick because I was down. You know, I'm like, let's see what he can do. I mean, you can't do worse than George Clooney. You know, you really can't. And when they started talking about how things were going to go and things, you know, what direction they were taking, I'm like, okay, let's see what they got. And I'm like, I'm going to give them a chance. And then I saw this trailer. But even before I saw this trailer, my wife was looking up different trailers of other movies that he's in. And there's the one I keep pointing out is there's this one that's coming to Netflix. I don't know if it's come out yet or not, but he plays this like creepy bad guy preacher. Robert Pattinson plays it in this movie. And it's filled with like a bunch of people. And there's a voiceover through the whole trailer of that movie. And I did not realize it was him talking, playing this character until like almost towards the end, you finally see him and the voice is coming out of him. And you're just like, and the more trailers you see of him, he really gets into these characters. He changes his voice, his cadence, his style, the way he moves. And he is a damn fine actor. And I haven't even watched the full movies. So then this trailer comes out. I'm like, oh shit.
This was a incredible trailer that got me hyped. It got me intrigued. It got me going. I mean, just everything about it from A to Z, this trailer worked. And I didn't know who the main villains are going to be in this movie until I like read up about it a little bit later on, and then I watched the trailer again. I'm like, oh, all these symbols, it makes sense now. It's all riddles. It's all Riddler. He's pulling the strings. He's the one messing with people's minds and putting duct tape around people's heads that say, what is it, like no more lies? Like that is some sick, twisted stuff. But I cannot wait. And to hear that this is 1/4 of the movie. 25% of this movie has been shot. 25%. If you could put 25% of a movie in a 2-minute, what is it, like 2.5 minute trailer? Imagine what 100% of the cut of this film is going to be. It's going to be 2 hours of darkness, grittiness, and a kid who's only at the tender age of 33 looking at a group of bad guys. Let me just put it that way. I don't want to throw out any other terms. He looks at a couple of bad guys. He's like, what are you? I'm vengeance. I'm like, whoa, you're pulling out some Conroy lines. All right, man. I like it. So I was already sold because Matt Reeves, I have faith in him and his work. But, dude, this trailer, I could watch this trailer over and over again and not get bored. It's so good. I just watched it again before we got started. I went through a bunch of the trailers again, and the last one was the Batman. The Batman.
So, and then, so there was two things that just like stood out the most. The one is before he says, they ask who the hell are you? The beat down he gives to that guy.
Oh yeah,
that was like Arkham Asylum video game style beat down.
Oh yeah.
Like the quick moves, the bashing, like almost the sound was identical to the Arkham games. Like I'm like looking for my controller. It was, and then he like drops him down, and you're like, Batman took him down, and then he's like, bam, bam, 2 more times. I'm like, oh, we're getting a pissed off Batman, and that is something we have not seen in any of the movie versions. Is a pissed off Batman, and we're getting he's newer but not brand new, which is nice. We're getting like a year 2 Batman.
Yeah, I think that's what they were aiming for, year 2 or 3 of Batman. So he's not a freshman in high school. He's more like a sophomore and a junior. He's been around for a little bit, but he's still kind of learning trying to get his footing down with his technique of how he's going to take out the bad guys and solve all these different crimes. But man, Commissioner Gordon looks fantastic. Jeffrey Wright looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was in the trailer until someone pointed it out. Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
Yeah,
that is
the guy with the really thick
chubby face. Yeah, and he's in the car saying, "Boy, this guy is crazy." I'm like, "What?" That's the Penguin?
That is mind blowing right there.
That
And
is that's insane.
yeah, and that's the really cool thing is like a lot of these guys you're getting is it's the introduction of these guys. So like the
Rogues,
Penguin
yeah.
really isn't the Penguin yet.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
Catwoman isn't really truly Catwoman yet. You're getting the buildup of
She
all
was
these
good.
guys.
By the way, Catwoman was good too. I mean, everybody
Oh
was
yeah,
good in this trailer, but Catwoman, like with that with that ski mask, and she's like
and then the
prowling
little
around,
ears.
little bit of ears, and then moving around trying to get away from Batman. Batman's like, "What are you doing? What are you trying to do? What's your objective here?" And then I hear, was it Andy Serkis is going to be playing Alfred Pennyworth?
That's what Willow just realized.
Did we see him in the trailer? Because I didn't
You
see
do
Andy
not
Serkis.
see him. You do not see him, but you hear him.
Ah.
So I'm really down to see him as Alfred. I think that'll be a good pairing. And then this is another one that's been the common theme throughout this whole episode is the music.
Ooh, so creepy.
Like you're sitting there, and it really made the trailer because the first time I watched it was on my phone, and I was around some people, so I had it down low, and didn't get the full effect of the music in the trailer. And then I watched it again, full blast, and you get that slow guitar and that walk in there, and you're just like, oh, it changed the whole feel of it and made it even grungier and darker. And I'm hoping that is what we get is this, and that's what we need out of all the Batman that we've had. And even Christopher Nolan's went darker, but still not as dark as it could be. And I think that's what we're finally going to get in this Batman. And man, that music just perfect.
It's so creepy. And then the end of the trailer, you see slowly but surely the letters start to pop up, and they're in red and black. And then you see it says The Batman with the logo on the inside of it. And I'm like, Reeves, you've done well, good boy. And this is only 25% of the cut.
Yeah, the only complaint I have, and it's a very little complaint, because you got to have one, and I'm hoping it's just like the first movie kind of thing, but when he's being Bruce Wayne and the haircut you see on him.
Oh, in the trench coat, yeah.
Like when he's in the
bank, I think it is.
Yeah, when right before the car comes in and he saves somebody, you see like a kind of close up, and it is like split in the middle down here. At first, I'm like, what in the hell is that? But I think you're getting so like Batman is kind of, I think, more like the Batman character is more built up, like he's getting built up more. But also Bruce Wayne is kind of getting built up more. I think he's figuring out who he is more in this world. And I think you're not going to get right at the beginning. It's not going to be that suave Bruce Wayne that you get a lot.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think you're going to get, I think maybe you'll get suave Bruce Wayne either towards the end or in the second film, because I see them going and fixing the hair, and then you're going to get like the part to the side and then like the nice clean cut and everything, and a little bit less, I guess, emo look you would call it. I think he's still a little bit young and trying to figure out who Bruce Wayne is in this mix of stuff. So that's what I'm hoping for anyways, because like everything else looked fantastic. And then I saw that haircut. I'm like, that's a choice.
No, I get that. And when at the tail end of the trailer, when he's like, why am I involved in this? Like, what is the truth? You'll find out. And then and he takes off his cowl, puts down on the desk, and he's looking at all these puzzle pieces in the riddles. What'd you think of the face paint under his eyes?
I love it. It looked very emo though, just because of that certain scene. But you've never seen, that's another one I don't think you've ever seen a Batman do, is when he takes off the mask or takes off, rips it off, the eye makeup disappears. That you can't have black and then take the mask off and it be clean. It doesn't even make sense. So I'm really stoked that they're making it even more realistic, and you're really seeing it. And it makes him look a little darker when you still go, okay, that's Batman. It's Bruce Wayne, but it's still Batman, and you get that mix of the two. So I'm definitely down for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be there opening night, opening weekend, doesn't matter. We're gonna.
I don't know what we have to do to cure all the shit that's going on, or if I have to like just rent out a movie theater myself, because I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yes.
If that's an option, and me and my wife can just go, I'll pay $300 or something so I can see Batman in a movie theater. I don't care.
Probably end up doing that up here in Maryland. We'll see.
There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'm really excited to see what comes out from all this DC stuff. People are still talking about it. The Batman trailer keeps getting shared. I have watched it at least a dozen times, and I am extremely excited to see what comes next. But we are getting to the end of the show, so sir, please do your plugs. Let people know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check out my podcast. It's called The Nerdcast, where I talk about movies past and present. A new episode just dropped the other day where I talk about the 1980s film known as Vision Quest with Matthew Modine and the 94 action film that people have been yelling in my ears to see for the last 2.5 decades, known as Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
Love that movie.
That girl from the bus. So check it out. It's on Anchor, Google, Spotify, wherever you download your podcasts. You can find it there. Check out our YouTube channel. It's called Nerd Culture. Follow us across all forms of social media, whether that be Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, at It's Nerd Culture. Check out our YouTube channel. We got a whole bunch of videos up right now. New ones coming your way very soon. We're going to be interviewing legendary voice actor Doug Stone, who voiced characters such as Matt Tracker on Mask. He was the voice of Psycho Mantis in the Metal Gear Solid video game series. He was Skelecron on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. He was also Dragonborg on Beetleborgs Metallics from the 90s. So he is going to be joining us on Saturday live on our Facebook page at It's Nerd Culture Saturday, September the 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you tune in for that. That is going to be so much fun because Lord knows Doug has a lot of stories he wants to share with us, and we are very happy to hear them. So check us out. And we're part of Hangin with Web Show, all that stuff. And yeah, we're everywhere. So just check out our content because we are here for you. And Josh, thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you popping in. It was nice to get get back into the groove of everything, and I really appreciate you hopping on with me and helping me get back into the swing of things. Before I do all my plugs, Willow asks, have we seen the Poison Ivy fan film? I have not. Have you?
No.
Willow, you must share that to us later. I want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
So please send us the links. But other than that, I am Josh of J Bauer Art. You have been tuning into Back Talk with Bauer. A big thank you to Ryan for popping in and hanging out with me. If you like the artwork behind me, you can go to jbauerartshop.com and purchase a painting or print or two. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure to head over to gamersoutreach.org. That is this month's charity that we're promoting. If you like what you're seeing, you want to follow it more, head over to facebook.com/jbauerart and follow all my artwork, all the graphic design stuff, paintings, and Back Talk with Bauer, Back Talk with Friends. If you want to catch new and or old episodes of the show, head over to the HWWS WebTV YouTube channel. And you can catch me on all the podcast apps. Find your favorite podcast app and type in Back Talk with Bauer. I should pop up. If I don't, send me an email and I will try to get on there. And we will. I think that's everything. Was that all the plugs? Did I do all the plugs? I think so. Other than that, I'll catch you guys next week. Later.